So Joe's joining us for a quick conversation about his experience over the past bunch of months on the program, losing weight, getting fitter, getting stronger, and changing making a lot of lifestyle habit changes, habits that stick and improving his life through health. So Joe, thank you very much for coming on and have a chat with me. I appreciate it.
No problem.
Can you just give us some insights to what your situation was before you reached out to me, before we got started with the program at all? Where were you at with your health, your fitness, and what were the things that you wanted to change?
Um, well, I first kind of followed you um, during lockdown, maybe towards the end of 2020. Uh, Obviously, everybody was kind of doom scrolling and looking for ways to fill their time, and they were always gravitating towards the internet, Facebook, and all that kind of thing, social media and that. And I came across your Seldy. So I kind of liked the message that you were putting across, and at that particular time, I was probably doing what everybody else was doing, and that was probably drinking excessively.
Mhm.
I mean, we talk about 3 and 4 times a week. I know the majority of Glasgow would have been drinking probably more than me, but that kind of lifestyle, like drinking in the house, kind of never ever suited me. Do you know what I mean? I was always more a kind of social animal, if you like out playing music and stuff like that. So I find myself stuck in a rut, um, putting on a lot of weight, looking bloated, gear wasn't fitting me. Not that I had anywhere to go at that time, but you're looking at yourself and going like that, man, come on, get a grip. What are you doing with yourself? And there's a lot of kind of mental factors involved in that as well. You're kind of probably spending too much time with yourself,
Mhm.
and you're getting into a wee kind of rut. And I was kind of looking for ways to kind of dig myself out of that mental rut, I feel like, because you know yourself, everything that comes after that in terms of fitness and all that, everything kind of falls into place. So I initially reached out to you, and you went through the interview process, but it was too much of a shite bag to really take that kind of commitment at the time. So a few months, maybe a year, it was up to a year later on, where I kind of thought to myself, right, we need to get this together. Um, just feeling really sluggish, self-esteem pretty low, um, not feeling good about yourself, really. Do you know what I mean? And I've got two wee kiddies there that desire all the good love and attention. So I thought, right, come on, let's get it together. And reached out to yourself and started the process really.
Yep.
And here we are.
And I'm glad you did because a lot has changed since then. But before we get into that, when we started chatting about you potentially getting started with the program, was there any apprehensions? Was there anything that you were worried about in committing to something like this?
Well, it's just the things that you kind of go through. Am I going to fail at this? I think the biggest thing about committing to anything is the prospect of potential failure, really.
Mhm.
And with my mindset at that particular time, um, the thoughts did cross my mind. Am I going to be able to do this? Look at me, I'm too big, you know what I mean? I'm out of condition. And I knew looking at the programme, it was going to take a fair bit of commitment. And but once you get your gear on and you're in, you get the first few sessions away, you begin to say to yourself, right, that was good. You never ever come away from a session going, I feel terrible about that, or you, you regret it. I've
Yep.
never once came away from a session going, I regret that. I might not perform the best all the time, it might be a 2 out of 5 session, you know what I mean? You might get a 4 out of 5. It's never ever perfect, you know what I mean? Because you always strive to do better. But you'll never come away from a session going, that was poor. I didn't enjoy that. It's the process of getting there. It's the hardest. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
For me, hope that makes sense.
it does. Thanks, mate. And how have you found the process of the program? Obviously, one of your big concerns was you might fail, and nobody wants to start something that that they're potentially going to fail. Um, what have, what have you? How would you describe it? How, in what way has the program helped you not fail? In what way has it helped you be consistent?
Well, it's once you start to put all the ingredients together, right? So, where did we start? We started with
Making time, making time happen.
eating time. Making the time was the first one. So, making the time. I'm working out, here's my days I'm going to work out here. Getting the gear on and going for it. But this is the first time in my lifetime where I'm not going to work out at night. My workouts are at 6 o'clock in the morning. Never ever done that in my life. So that is a massive achievement for me to have the desire to do it. A scratcher. It's not that, and that was during the winter months. It's pushing it rain. It's freezing outside. Do you know what I mean? So leaving the gym was kind of rewarding in itself, because you're going like that. I just done that, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was quite good. But getting to the gym, and sorry, I'm kind of losing track.
Yeah,
Am
no,
I answered this question?
you're getting there. So the question was like, how has the program kept you on track and stopped you
Aye,
from falling?
well, it's good. It's good. And the analogy that you use as well, with the two dials, the nutritional dial and the fitness
Mhm.
dial. For instance, this is going to practice this week because I've got a wee bit of inflammation in my ankle, so I know that I couldn't do the squats on Monday. I've rescheduled it towards the end of the week because I know for a fact that this is going to loosen out, or I'll maybe work on my upper body, but I'll be making sure I'm getting the nutrition and the hydration more focus. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? Even though you're kind of trying to do that anyway, do you know what I mean? But it gives you that flexibility as well. And obviously, my wife's been working. I've got two kids. Need to make sure they're well entertained as well. So that analogy comes into play pretty well. Do you know what I mean? Which
yeah.
is really good.
I think it's a common mistake that most guys probably have, especially anyone who's stop and start with new health kicks, with fitness routines and stuff. It's always like what the underlying obstacle often is. It's not like circumstances, because circumstances always change. Some months in the year are easier than others to get after it, but it's that all or nothing thinking. So it's like, well, if there's something getting in the way, like right now, Easter holidays, kids are off school, depending on where you are, Scotland, England, Ireland, but that obviously gives some obstacles in terms of maybe not being able to hit full workouts. But can you do part of the workouts? Can you do some of the smaller workouts that are provided within the program? What elements of your nutrition and food prep can you still maintain? So it's looking at the things that obviously you can do, and going big on that, and just turning the dial down rather than having that off switch. Most people just hit the off switch and think, oh, I'll
Aye,
start again after the kids go back to school, and then it just becomes hard to start again, because starting again's very difficult. But if we find, and it is a mindset, it's not a practicality problem. It's a way of thinking. It's a way of seeing things. It's a different perception, for sure.
absolutely. And just what you were saying there, Dean, I think when I had been working out before, uh, pre-lockdown, I think that's where I had gone wrong, because it was all or nothing. You know,
Yeah,
you're chucking this, you're chucking that, you're doing everything at the one time, and you end up being really pissed off and you go like that, right? Something else takes you out, a distraction takes you out, and you lose focus with that all or nothing thing. It's far too easy to let go. So that, with the analogy that you put across, it gives you more control and more realistic view of how you're going to maybe get through the program and reach your goals as well. But not only that, I would usually focus on the scales, how much they weigh. Now, for the start of the program, my weight has not really moved. I've lost a lot in measurement, maybe 13 centimetres off my waist. Do you know what I mean? But the scales have not really moved. But it shows you that you're developing muscle as well. So, I mean, like, it's a realistic viewpoint that you put across to it. And you can't eat the elephant in one go. And you break it into wee chunks, and that's basically what we're doing here.
Exactly. So what are the physical results that you've experienced so far, and how's that impacted your life?
Oh, yeah, definitely the strength, getting stronger. But not only that, I think it's the mental thing. They're more positive in your outlook. You know what I mean? How you kind of view things and perceive things, and tend not to kind of dwell on things much. Do you know what I mean? Because you're putting all the good stuff in. You know what I mean? You're feeling better about yourself. Self-esteem's there. That's the biggest thing for me. It's not the kind of physicality thing. You know what I mean? That's great. I got to fit into my clothes well, stuff like that. I had to go out and buy new gear because I'm too big for the old ones. You know what I mean? But I think it's the positive attitude that you kind of develop along with the program that is probably I see as the most beneficial thing as well.
Yeah. Have you noticed if that's improved or impacted at all your relationships with your kids and being a dad?
100%. I'm not crab it. Do you know what I mean? I think a lot of
Yeah.
dads in the west of Scotland are just crab it anyway. Do you know what I mean? But no, definitely, you've got far more energy for the rains, and you know what I mean, making time, and you know having fun. Aye, but obviously, you know what I mean, more kind of positive energy within the house and stuff like that. The relationship with my wife. I definitely there. You know.
Superb. Well, I'm glad it's helped so much. And by the way, obviously, we're talking about the benefits that you've experienced of being on my program, but there's nothing magical about it. It's sure it's done the work. You're the one that's stuck with the process and made the changes and been willing to be consistently imperfect, which is the important thing. Like perfection doesn't exist, and it's just being consistent and following the habits and building the habits and doing the workouts and pushing yourself to get stronger. So you know, all the credit goes to you, Joe. Well done for the efforts you've made.
No, definitely. I mean, I see where you're coming from, Dean, but you guys the framework. You guys the keys to the Ferrari, mate. We just drive it. Do you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
it's a two-way street for sure.
As
So, final question, mate. There's going to be some people who've been following my stuff for a while, interested in getting started. They've been, potentially putting it off for a number of months, maybe years, who are in a position that you were in before you started. What kind of advice would you give to them at this moment?
just shrug any concerns that you have off and go for it. Get the shots on and go and do it. There's nothing to regret here. Seriously, nothing to regret. Everything is just all positive. What negative can you actually take? You're losing weight, better mental positivity, better time with your family, your friends, healthier relationships, positive mindset, better outlook. It's all great. Get me wrong. I mean, we're not smashing it out the park every day. Has its peaks and troughs, and as you say, through the programme, there's going to be a bit of turbulence. It's how you come through that, and get yourself together, maybe after a bad weekend, or maybe a bit of overindulgence with your mates or whatever. As you say, wipe the slate clean, go for it. There's nothing to regret here.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
Absolutely. Thanks very much, Joe. I appreciate it. Guys, for any of you who's watching this video or listening, if you are in a similar position that Joe was in and you're looking to make some changes, get yourself on track, but you just don't know where to start, reach out, get in touch. You can send me an email if you're on my email list, or get in touch via any of my social media platforms, and we can look and see if it's the right program for you. Happy to chat. Joe, thanks very much for coming on. I appreciate it.
No sweat, mate. All good.